guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have for you a very special video and it's dedicated to the Fenty Beauty collection or line by Rihanna, and I did pick up a couple of products which you'll see in action and get my very first review, first impression kind of thing. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back with more videos, hopefully. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that the foundation is super liquidy. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use a brush to apply it just because I feel like it is the way that I would normally put something on. And then just so you know, just some quick thoughts about the primer. It feels really nice, not heavy, but I can feel that it's on, if that makes any sense. Typically I use a Smashbox primer, just a regular one. But this one, it was lightweight and it blended really nicely. And a little goes a long way because I definitely thought that I overdid it with the primer, but that was just something I figured I'd let you guys know. So I'm blending this foundation out, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is super warm. So I'm gonna try to mix in 370 just to kind of like tone it down a little bit, because I'm looking at the monitor and it's looking a little crazy. So let's just see if that changes anything. Oh, that's dark. Okay. I'm also gonna try to change the brush that I'm using because I do notice that it looks a little, I don't know, like it's a little off. Let's just see. Now, I have to say I do feel like I added a ton of product to my face, but it doesn't feel heavy, so I do like that. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the color that... Oh my god, I look orange, guys. This is like... Oh my god. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. Like, this is straight up orange. Ooh. Let's see. Maybe I didn't shake it well. I'm gonna shake it. Like, you could see the difference. Maybe I am just orange. I don't know. It looks weird. Gonna give it a good shake. You can even hear, I mean, I don't know if you can hear it from the camera, but it's super, I don't know. Okay, so I just added half a pump. And let's see. So that's with one side. I'm just gonna try to even it out. Not let it get too crazy. It's a little scary, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna blend this out. Alright, so I'm looking at it at a closer mirror. It doesn't look terrible, but I'm looking at myself in the monitor and I just look like an Oompa Loompa. It's so bad. I don't know. I'm gonna try to put some concealer and see if that'll change it. Because this is looking crazy. Ooh, okay. Let me try to find one. And then for concealer, I'm gonna use the Shape Tape in the shade Medium. Let's see. I figured I'd use a super bright concealer to kind of help me, you know? And I am going to use a beauty blender to blend it out. Now what I'm going to do is bake the under eye area and places where I might not want to, you know, contour. And I'm going to use the Peach Perfect loose powder from TooFaced. I've really been enjoying this, and I know a lot of people complained about the sifter, but personally, knowing how messy I can get, I can appreciate this. Plus, if I ever wanted to travel with it, it's perfect for on the go. And it has like a very light peachy tone, so it's not super white, which I like as well. So I'm just going to grab some of that powder and then bake it right under the eye. I also like how this doesn't have a white cast. so I can really get down with it. The only thing that I have against this powder is how it just like goes all over the place once you're using it and it gets in your mouth. Now, don't get me wrong, it actually tastes really good because it does taste like peaches, but you know, sometimes it gets in your nose and you can't breathe. Like, I don't see how that could be a good thing. So I think we're just a little too peached out. I got way too much just now, but that's okay. Again, I'm just gonna grab it out my beauty blender and just place it right under the eye. So I'm going to use the Microsmooth powder from Sephora in the shade 30 Medium Sand. And I'm just going to place it everywhere else that I didn't put the translucent powder. For bronzer, I'll be using the one from Makeup Forever. And the Makeup Forever Bronze Profusion in the shade 30M. So it's their matte one. They do have some that have some shimmer in it. But today I felt like being a little bit more matte with the bronzer so that when I put my highlighter on, it really stands out. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a fluffy brush like so and really swirl my brush in there. I like to get a lot. I do find that this particular formula is very forgiving and it kind of melts into the skin. Normally I love it. Right now, I don't know. I'm really upset with myself. I just realized that my camera stopped recording. So I had already gotten to most of it, but we are going to continue regardless. So what I ended up using was the Microsmooth powder from Sephora collection in the shade Deep. I used that to bronze up my skin instead of the Makeup Forever one because it just was not working for me. And I also used the Rihanna Bad Girl Gone Good blush from her very first matte collection. It's such a beautiful shade. I wish I could purchase it again just in case because I'm so scared that this is going to run out, but the show must go on. I'll get it again eventually. I need to just find a good dupe for it. And I also made sure to set everything with the TooFaced Peach Blur powder, which I'm obsessed with. It's so good. I was actually just raving about it and how I love to use a very small brush. This one right here, which is the one from the Target Up and Up brand. So I just kind of swirl it and then I dust it everywhere. Like so. Just to give you a quick little visual of what it looks like. Really, really pretty. Highly recommend it, by the way. I was scared thinking that it was going to be super shiny, but it is quite the opposite, so I do recommend it. And for highlight, so I did try out the Fenty Beauty Killawatt highlighter just now, and it looks pretty, but there is something to be said. If you have textured skin, please be careful how you apply it or how much you apply, because it will accentuate any pores, any little like bumps that you might have, because it definitely did that for me, and it is a little bit on the powdery side. Now the brush that I found that worked really well with it is this one, the Sephora Pro Featherweight Fan number 92. I dipped a little bit on this side, tap out any excess, and then I placed it right on the highest points of my cheekbone. And I like this brush too because it was able to blend it out at the same time. I apologize if my voice is sounding a little cracked because I've been talking way too much lately. A little bit on the chin, and I think it looks pretty good. I look super, super glowy. I had hair all over my face. And I did notice that the other one is quite natural looking, so I'll just top that off as well. It's very pretty though, I'll say that. But just be very careful with how much you put on and where you put it on, pretty much. So now that the complexion is pretty much done, I'm going to set it with my primer water, and then we'll be right back. I'm going to do my brows off camera because those do tend to take a little bit longer, and then we'll go ahead and work on the eyes and finish off with the lips. So I'll be right back. Hey guys, so I'm back. Brows are on, and I did one side of my face completely, or one eye, not one side. I did one eye completely. I'm actually pretty happy. I wanted to use the Killawatt highlighter as an eyeshadow as well, and I wanted to do something different because I know I've seen a lot of people using just like regular brown colors, so I figured I'd try something a little bit more pinky because that's what I see Rihanna wearing all the time, so I wanted to try it out. For the eyes, I started off with Tempura all over the lid, which I've already put on top of MAC Lay and Low Paint Pot. Move this little guy down here. There we go. So love this guy. And the Modern Renaissance palette is what I'm primarily going to be using. I am also using the Colourpop Quad in Belle of the Ball, which I've mentioned before. I'll love this. They're a little bit more pinky because you'll see why I did use it. So to start off, I'm going to grab a nice fluffy brush. I'm going to dip into the shade called Buonfresco and pat that out. Now on this eye, I'm really focusing it more like a third of the way in, and I'm going to be using it as a transition shade. Let's see. Once you get to this outer corner, you're going to try to do circular motions. I didn't want to do a winged eyeliner for this look, so I'm really just swirling it in. Not going all the way up because we still want that brow bone to show. We don't want it to be too intense. Once you have Buonfresco on, you're going to go in with the same brush and tap into Love Letter. Tap out any excess color and bring that just slightly lower. The way that I like to do it is to tip the brush in just a little bit, almost like going directly down on your eye. And again, swirling motions. Switching off to a different brush, I'm going to go ahead and use the Morphe 505 brush. By the way, the brush that I was using was the crease brush from Sephora collection number 10. I know they discontinued that, and when they did sell it, I bought like 5 of them because I could not live without it, so it's just my favorite blending brush. You can also use the MAC 224 brush. That's also an excellent brush. And even the Sigma E40 is also really good. But nonetheless, using this brush now, I'm going to go into Love Letter again. And the reason why I switched off is because this one has a slightly more of a, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little bit more tapered. So I really like it for more definition and a little bit more saturation. So again, bringing that in. And I'm also bringing it into the inner corner, but I'm kind of blowing it out. I don't want it to be too intense. I find that it works if you hold the brush a little bit further back. You don't put as much color. If you want to concentrate a little bit more, I would bring your finger closer. So for example, going back in with Love Letter, I'm going to hold it right by the ferrule of the brush, and there you go. You can already see it starting to get nice and defined. Then I'm going to switch off palette, and I'm going to go in to the Colourpop one, and I'm using the second shade in, which is more of like a pink, like a baby pink, but not really, like a little bit of a darker pink. So it's this guy right there. Back with my Sephora crease brush, and I'm putting that on the outer corner. And again, once I reach this part, just so that it doesn't look too intense, I'm just gonna bring it in this way. Okay, so far so good. I'm just gonna go on this side. There we go. And then for the star of the show, for the eyes, the star of the eyes, the Killawatt highlight. I'm going to use Hustle Baby with a Sigma E55 brush. I'm going to tap into it like so. Tilt my head back and place it on the lid. Don't worry if it's not perfect. This is just the first layer of color that we're using. We're going to go ahead and add more later on. I do really like this brush because it's nice and stiff. So wherever you place the color really stays there. It's giving me Laker vibes and I'm here for it. So going back in with the Morphe brush, I'm just going to go over those colors again once more. And then with the Colourpop palette, I'm going to go in with that bright fuchsia pink that we see there. And just place that in the crease. And hold your brush a little bit further back because we don't want too much pink. We just want a nice light wash of color. Okay, so once you have that gradient effect going on, you're going to go in with your liner. I'm trying out a new one for me. It's the Sephora High Precision Eyeliner. So I'm going to tilt my head back and I'm just going to line my eye. So I'm going to add a nice quick coat of mascara, and I'm using the L'Oreal Waterproof Voluminous Carbon Black. I didn't even realize I had gotten the waterproof version. I'm going to put that on my lashes. While that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and do my lower lash. And I'm going to use, where is that brush? I'm using the Morphe E36, and I'm going to go on the lower lash line with a love letter. So I'm just dipping my brush into it with my handheld mirror, and for this part I like to look up so that I can have more room to work with. So I'm going to place it right below, bring it all the way in. And also into Buon Fresco, so that purple color. Just show you guys. So a love letter and Buon Fresco, mixing them together and just smoking the lower lash line. I'm also going to go into Venetian Red over here, just a little bit less pink. And I'm going to place that on the lower lash line as well. That same color, that Venetian Red, I'm going to use on the Morphe 505. Tap out any excess and bring that into the crease as well. Super pretty. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put on my lash. And for lashes, oops, I thought I almost dropped it. I'm gonna use the Sephora Plush lashes. They're fabulous and they're very comfortable on. They're not too dramatic. They look like this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm really happy with them. So I'm just gonna put some lash glue, wait for them to dry, and then I'm gonna put them right on. So now I have both lashes on. I'm just fixing them. They do look a little different, I'm not gonna lie, and that's probably because I cut this one just a little too much. You know, I got a little scissor happy, but it's okay. They both look very fluffy, very pretty, so I don't mind. What I'm gonna do now is add a little bit of black liner on the waterline on this side. Now that that's on, I can now go ahead and add a little bit more of the Killawatt highlight on the eye. And for that, I'm going to use my Sephora shader brush in number 18. It's a really, really tiny brush, so I can really get in there and fix any harsh edges or undefined edges. So I'm going to dip my brush in there, add a tiny bit of Fix Plus, just like, there you go, maybe not a tiny bit, but just to get it nice and pigmented. Now I'm going to go in and place it from the very inner corner. Oh yeah. Dip back into it. That is gorgeous. See, like, I can get away with this one. The Trophy Wife color. Too yellow. It's beautiful for more of like an editorial look, but not for me. And I'm also putting that same color in my inner corner for a little pop. Then with the lighter side of the Killawatt highlighter, I'm going to go in and place that right below the brow bone. Just like that. Yep. Now, I've been dying to try this. Okay, all my friends have it and they're like, oh my god, it smells amazing. And I remember I told my friend Casey, I was like, I can't smell it. I need to wait until I open it up. I need to see it for myself or smell it for myself. So this is the, what is this called? The Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow. And let's see. Oh my god, it does smell like lip smackers. Oh, so good. Okay, so I'm gonna put it on my lips by itself. I may go in and put a little bit of lip liner, but we're gonna see. Let's see, because my lips are super pigmented. And it's so comfortable. Oh, I love it. I love, love, love it. This is gonna be like my new favorite gloss. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. It really does smell like it. That's so exciting. That brings me back to my childhood and like bringing it back to basics, you know what I mean? So, I love it. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of lip liner. Can't help myself, but because the eyes are so like defined, I can't just have simple lips. You know what I mean? So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went and I grabbed the F2 from Colourpop. And I'm just gonna line it a little bit. So pretty. So I'm going back in with my blush. So pretty. See, now I don't know if it was because I needed to let the foundation set a little bit, but the blush is going on so much nicer than it did before. I'm happy now. It started off a little rough, you know, but we pulled through, we made it work really good. We can breathe now because we don't look like crazy Oompa Loompas. We might look at a little bit, but it's not as bad as it used to be, so I'm not mad at it. So I'll be right back. So I'm back with some final thoughts. So far, just look at this. I am not mad at it. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome. I was very worried because those foundations, they're beautiful, but the color, maybe I just picked out the wrong one. I'm gonna go back. Like I said, I did pick up 330 and 370 because those were recommended to me, and when I swatched them they looked pretty good, but we saw them on my face and it told a different story. However, again, I love the packaging, very luxurious, perfect for the vanity, you know. So I'm really happy with that. The primer, I'm a primer whore. I love it, but this one in particular, you don't really need it. I know there's a ton of others, including the newest one from TooFaced. I have it here, give me a moment. the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfector. This is one of my current favorites. It's definitely replaced the Smashbox one, and I feel like that one does a better job at blurring and also mattifying the skin. This is pretty, it's nice. I think I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit more to get a concrete decision on whether I do like it or not. And I also really love the highlight, the Killawatt Mean Money Hustle Baby. And that one's really pretty. Packaging again. Let me see if you guys can see it, because I don't know if you'll really catch the reflective. Like very subtle. Super pretty. And I think they did a great job. The first color is very light in tone. Let me see if I can swatch it for you guys. So it's super powdery too. It's not really picking up a lot of product. So I'm just gonna swipe it here. Yeah, it's super light. You can't really see much. And then when I go into Hustle Baby, that one definitely stands out to me. And again, I'm going to swatch it here for you. Yeah, you can certainly tell a difference. That one is super gorgeous, very pigmented. A little goes a long way, so be careful because it can be a little too shiny. You just have to work with it. Again, my favorite brush to use with it was the Pro Featherweight brush from Sephora. Because I did originally use this one over here, which is the Pro Contour in 79. And I felt like it just dispersed the color too much and it didn't really blend it out as nicely. So I do recommend something more of like a fan brush because that will really work. And of course, this gloss bomb was perfect. I'm so obsessed with it. This is probably my favorite product of the collection. So I highly encourage that everyone gets it. It's like 18 bucks. Can't go wrong. I will list the prices down below so you guys can see. And I'll also put links if you are interested. I would recommend going into the store to pick up any of the products because then you'll get a better understanding of what they look like. Again, I did skip out on the matchsticks because cream contour just does not work for me, and I can already tell that by seeing some of the powder products that I used over top of the foundation. They didn't blend out the easiest. You do have to wait for the foundation to set before applying it because the first time I applied blush it didn't look good at all. The second time around it blended out really seamlessly and I'm really happy with it. And also the eyes I was obsessed with. I do hope that they come out with an eyeshadow palette because I think everyone will love it. And plus Rihanna looks amazing in like almost all of the eye looks that she has. But if not, definitely try out the highlighters because they make really pretty lid colors, so I do recommend that. Aside from that, I think everything came out really pretty. I'm really enjoying the look. Started off as a disaster, but ultimately we became strong and it came out beautiful. I think, at least. You guys can let me know in the comment section below. Tell me what you think, what kind of looks you want me to recreate for you or create. I know Halloween is coming around, so I need ideas. If you guys have any suggestions, let your girl know. I would be more than happy to film them for you. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making it, and I'll be back with a new one shortly. So yeah, have a great day, guys. Bye.
Nina, ¿vas a comer?
Not now.
¿Estás haciendo video?
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Ooh, why does it look like that?
Can't do it.